Howdy folks, Eric here, back with another Pioneer Brew. Yeah, I've been enjoying the format a little bit. Shout out to friend of the show, Barn Dune. This one's for you, buddy. We are on Rakdos Viper today, playing a whole slew of synergistic sacrifice pieces that are available in the Pioneer format. I know the cat oven combo has been pretty heavily explored in this format, so there's not a whole lot new going on there outside of I haven't really seen any lists with like Rotten Mouth Viper in them. We're also on 4 Obsessive Pursuits from the Avatar set, so relatively new include, as well as 4 Scavenger's Talent here, just kind of all over the board, like sacrifice synergy pieces. If you're not familiar, I'm sure you are. Cauldron Familiar plus get it, Witch's Oven. It's an infinite kind of loop. It takes a turn to activate, right? You have to untap the Witch's Oven every upkeep to, continue the loop of sacrifice a food, bring back the Cauldron Familiar, sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar to make a food, so on and so forth. But with a Scavenger's Talent on the field, it's actually like, you're netting a food every turn, which is pretty nice to help build up your artifact count for our Rotten Mouth Viper, our Obsessive Pursuits, so on and so forth. And then, like, once we get the Scavenger's Talent leveled up, it actually becomes a pretty formidable way to end the game against, like, really slow and grindy decks. We're also on the Onical Anvil plan. Why not? It's just, like, kind of everything that we have available here that synergizes jammed into one deck. 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, classically good. Actually works really nicely with the Obsessive Pursuits because you can sacrifice the treasures created by the Goblin Shaman token in combat to like further that the amount of counters that you get off of the Obsessive Pursuit trigger. So actually a lot of weird like little sneaky crossover synergies here. Land base, 20 lands, including 3 Fountain Ports. I'm on 4 Soul Guide Lanterns in the side, 4 Fatal Push, 3 Abrade, and 4 Duress. I think that sounds pretty good to me. And, you might notice I only have a couple Blood Crypts. Well, that's just what I have on Arena. So adjust the mana base to your liking, of course. You are smart, and you will figure it out. As for now, let's hop into some Pioneer ranked matches, see how this performs. I've been having a lot of fun with it. See if we can get some wins today. All right, starting off on the play. Got a couple cats, got a Deadly Dispute. I think that's a pretty good reason to keep this. Get a quick cat in our graveyard. Being on the Scavenger's Talent plan also means that we have like alternate ways to get foods on the field to keep cycling these Cauldron Familiars. Well, there's a Witch's Oven, so I think it probably makes the most sense to go for that. We could actually threaten to block this Moonshadow if we wanted to. I'll just play a second cat and swing. I don't need to show them the oven quite yet. I guess I'm taking away the block the Moonshadow option. Actually, not really, because I have this like pseudo-vigilance situation going on, right? I can sacrifice a cat, bring it back immediately. Oh, this is going to get big. Oh no, 1 or more permanents. Okay. So I could threaten to double block this here. See what they decide to do. They're going to get a counter removed from their Moonshadow, thus making it slightly bigger. Interesting new card. I've been seeing it a bit in standard decks playing like Abhorrent Oculus. So let's go ahead, sacrifice this Familiar. Bring it back. Go for a double block on the Moonshadow. Kills off our cats, but I'm pretty happy to get rid of this for a pretty low cost, I think. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is a kind of a huge draw here. Gives us some material to work with if we get to start swinging with the Shaman. And if they decide to remove it, we can just make a food. Shocks themselves, Bloodghast into play. Triggers the Dredger's Insight. That's pretty cool. Opponent doing some spicy stuff here. Formidable Speaker. Okay. See what they have going on. Discarding... Okay, some kind of dredge build. Interesting. Discards a Prized Amalgam. Grabs an Overlord of the Bailmerk. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and trigger this Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Let's discard a Blackleaf Cliffs. It feels like we're a little far away from this Viper, maybe. Yeah, let's keep the Viper around. Let's discard this. No. Let's just discard the Cliffs, because I'm kind of thinking about, like, swinging and maybe sacrificing the Goblin Shaman after it makes a token here. Kind of grease the wheels a little bit. They go to block. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and Barren Rivalry, aka Deadly Dispute here. There's an Urborg on the field, so it looks like it doesn't super matter how we tap. So we have 3 treasures. I think I'm gonna wait one more turn, maybe. Be able to cast the Mayhem Devil off the lands and then have the treasures available to sort of freely ping some stuff. Maybe it would have been better to keep the Blackleaf Cliffs in retrospect, just to be able to hit our land drop there. Prized Amalgam triggers whenever a creature enters, if it entered from your graveyard, or if you cast it from your graveyard, return it to the battlefield tapped at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Creeping Chill. 3 damage to my face. Gain some life. Maybe I should have just, like, gone for a Viper last turn. Just to get something on the field. Pass it back. Swings, pass it back. Okay. Taking 4. Not so bad. Oh no, they shocked themselves. Okay. Moonshadow. Could be worse. We can ping that Moonshadow. We can probably ping 2 of them here. Scavenger's Talent. Interesting. Let's see how that plays here. So we can go Mayhem Devil. Makes sense to lead on this, I think. We can play a Scavenger's Talent. Ping the first Moonshadow here. And then I can, with this ability on the stack, I can go ahead and kill the second one too. I think it makes sense probably to do that. Oh, I should have added black. I don't know why I added red there. It might not end up mattering. Well, there's a food now. So we can start looping these Cauldron Familiars again. Mayhem Devil on the field. Having to do it that way meant we didn't get a food off of sacrificing the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but should be okay. Maybe you could argue that wasn't worth it, like giving up all that material to kill off those 2 Moonshadows, but they were threatening to get pretty large pretty quickly, I think. Swinging in with the Bloodghast. Let's just go ahead and take the 2 here. We don't want them triggering their amalgams if we can help it. Creeping Chill, hard cast. Not a big deal for us. We are down to 9, but we'll start gaining some life back here off of these Cauldron Familiars. Clockwork Percussionist. Okay. So it feels like we're in a position where we can set up a good series of events for us. Let's go ahead and lead on this Percussionist, I think. We can go ahead and sacrifice it to the Witch's Oven. I think we just start pinging face here. We could maybe start directing some at the speaker, but I don't think it matters too much. Okay, another talent is interesting. So we play second talent. Ooh, do we play second talent? We have until our next end step to do it, so we don't have to rush to do it now. We could just give up 1, 2, 3, 4 permanents to play a Viper. And then I guess we could kill off the speaker in the process to be able to guarantee swing in. Maybe it makes more sense to just swing in with the Devil first. They're not going to block the Devil. Okay. I feel pretty inclined to get a Viper on the field. So let's just go for that. It means giving up this Witch's Oven, but yeah, maybe that's a bit hasty. Maybe we just play a talent and plan to return the second familiar. Yeah, I think that's okay. We can just pass here. I don't think I want to give up the oven. They're gaining a decent amount of life off the Treasure's Insight. I think it makes sense to maybe kind of hang out for a little bit longer. Because this is the only way that we can, like, consistently sacrifice our things. Although, I guess our Vipers sacrifice our Cauldron Familiars and make foods at this point. Couple prized amalgams. Okay. Couple bloodghasts. So let's go ahead. We'll bring back a Cauldron Familiar. We'll ping one of their bloodghasts. Keep our life total high here. I think that's a little important. We're going to be generating a lot of food tokens off of these blocks, so no problem blocking here. And we're kind of going crazy now. We're actually kind of going nuts now. Being able to, like, block and generate extra food tokens to bring our cats with on their turn is kind of nuts. Just going to start shooting them in the face here. We get extra drain from the familiars. Oni Colt Anvil. Okay. But when do we get to play the Vipers? I guess if I deadly dispute a familiar... Oh, I think I want to clear blockers first. So I think I'm going to lead by deadly dispute on a familiar. That makes sense to me, because now I get to generate a bunch of food tokens and start shooting down their blockers here. I think I'm just kind of... I haven't done the math, but I think I can kind of go for the throat here. Another oven makes that a little more likely too. We have a treasure to work with. So let's go ahead. I think we play... Tricky spot. Let's go ahead and play this Viper. Sacrifice... Yeah, let's give up this oven, I think. We want this other treasure. Sacrifice a bunch of stuff. I'm just kind of playing through quickly here. I haven't really stopped to do all of the math, but I think this is going to be a pretty big chunk of damage here off of this Mayhem Devil. They'll have to give something up here. And then I think there's a world where I kill them in their upkeep. With like a Witch's Oven, sacrificing the Viper, make 2 foods, bring back the Cauldron Familiars. Retrigger these Scavenger's Talents as well. I guess I don't even need to let them untap, actually. Oh, and whenever they sacrifice a permanent, I ping them? Why? That's nuts. Okay, swing at you for 3. Play a Witch's Oven. Little known line of text here. It says if you sacrifice a creature with power 4 or greater, you make 2 foods, which is actually just enough to bring back both of these Cauldron Familiars and kill my opponent. I actually only need to bring back 1, but this is stupid. This is really dumb. Yeah, no wonder this is like one of the better synergies in Pioneer, huh? It gets out of hand really quickly. Okay. Playing against some kind of graveyard shenanigans. Bring in our Soul Guide Lanterns. That felt pretty good, not gonna lie. Vipers, they have a lot of material to block with. I think this maybe isn't so much a Viper matchup. They can just, like, block with their random garbage and sacrifice their random garbage, like sacrifice their Bloodghasts to the Viper, and they don't really care about that. I think that's okay. Try it like this. Game 2, on the draw. We've got a cat, and we have a way to make foods. So I'd say this is pretty good to keep here. Scavenger's Talent, relatively new tech to this deck for me, but the fact that I was just looking for extra ways to be able to make foods, and it actually synergizes generally really nicely with the rest of what we've got going on here. Oni Cult Anvil. Go ahead. I think we just lead on a cat. Makes sense to me. Little drain. Can start swinging in pretty freely with it. See if they have a way to level up the Moon Shadow. Looks like they do. Yeah, this gets big pretty quickly. I mean, the fact that it has Menace, too, is quite nice. Mills a Creeping Chill. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, to be able to pick off my kitties. Well, that's not very kind of you. Swinging in for 2. Blood Crypt. I think I'm going to go for the Scavenger's Talent here. And a Clockwork Percussionist. I think I just swing in. They're hitting me for a lot, but I'm not really so much in control of this Moon Shadow right now. I'm assuming they'll be able to level it up to 3 power, and then, yeah, it looks like they're self-milling here. Interesting. Merfolk Secret Keeper. Venture Deeper. Target player mills 4 cards. Okay. And I don't think I'm willing to double block just to avoid 3 here. But the damage is adding up. I think maybe we think about going for an Anvil here. It'll start our sort of food generation process and allow me to play this Blood Crypt tapped. Give me some extra chump pieces to work with in the future. I guess I should have swung in first. That was a small oopsie. Not going to be the end of the world. Let's just play the Blood Crypt tap now, and then we can play this Swamp next turn. I actually do think I'm nearing the point where I want to double block here. And I have these foods to work with now. The important thing is getting the Devil on the field. Haywire Might. Do you deal with the Anvil or the Talent? Looks like they decide the Talent is the problem here. Triggers their Moon Shadow. Nice. Yeah, this gets big fast. Go for the double block here. Got to keep our life total kind of high if we're expecting to grind this out. Plays an 0-4. We can pass on bringing back the Cauldron Familiar quite yet. We can just do it next turn when we have the Devil on, in play. Another Scavenger's Talent. Pretty good draw. Go for a Mayhem Devil. Trying to think of how I want to do this. Okay, so we can go for a Mayhem Devil. We can play a Scavenger's Talent. We can sacrifice the food to bring back the cat, which will make a 1/1 construct. And then we can sacrifice that to make a food. And then we'll have 2 pings to work with. We have to go for this now, I think, because the Oni Cult Anvil only makes a construct during our turn. And I think we just ping them in the face. And we don't have to Oni Cult Anvil this turn if we don't want to, but to break the once per turn like clause of Scavenger's Talent, it makes sense, I think, to give one of these up right now and then plan to like block something with the Cauldron Familiar next turn to get 2 foods across the cycle. Although I kind of want to double block the Moon Shadow, so maybe that's not worth it. Let's just go ahead and pass like this. Interesting stuff. A lot of little tiny interactions to think about. Definitely, there's really not like a standard deck like this right now, you know? I mean, I've played like, I've played a lot of Rottenmouth Viper in my standard videos and a little bit of Scavenger's Talent here and there, but the like 1 damage per sacrifice effect from Mayhem Devil and making all those little calculations and all these little triggers that we get for things being sacrificed it's really quite different than the Obsessive Pursuit's a little one-dimensional, I guess is what I'm saying. You just have to, like, sacrifice a lot of stuff before you attack. Oh, did you sacrifice 3 things? You also have lifelink. It's a little more nuanced. Passing it back to me, I'll go ahead and sacrifice this construct, I think. Because I get to drain, and I'm going to make a food, and I'm going to make... Yeah, I think that's okay. I get to drain and ping. So this damage is going to add up little by little here. A fountain port. Let's go ahead. There's not much of a reason to like try to swing in even really. Let's deadly dispute off this cat. Make a food. Ping our opponent. I could think about leveling up the scavenger's talent at some point, but I don't think the mill piece is that relevant other than maybe milling myself for more cats, but at the end of the day, I think we have better ways to invest our mana right now. Let's go ahead, bring back a cat, continue to ping. It's a slow process. Slowly ping my opponent to death. Play a fountain port here. Play a cat. We have a lot of material to work with. I think we just pass it back for now. We've already triggered the anvil this turn. And a lot of material to work with. We could, like, even just sacrifice a food to draw a card if we wanted to. Stitcher Supplier. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to come back from this one. I think we can probably kill them over the course of the next couple turns. They can get a little drain going if they swing with the Graveyard Trespasser, but they have to exile their own stuff. No cats in the graveyard right now. Exile's Deadly Dispute. Doesn't that seem a little disrespectful of like the numbers I'm presenting here? Double block the Moonshadow. I can single block the Trespasser here. That seems okay. I mean, I'm not really going to swing in next turn anyway, especially with the Bailmert coming off. We can sacrifice the construct to the Oni Cult Anvil for some extra face damage here. Cats are going to die. This is 4 more damage, bringing back the cats. Prized Amalgam. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. Bring back the cats. 4 to the face. And if we wanted to spend our mana to, next turn we could fully level up the Scavenger's Talent to have 3 more sacrifice triggers. It might be what we end up doing, just to sort of seal the deal here. Level up the talent. Level up the talent. Sacrifice this artifact. Make a construct, drain 1. Ping ya. Mill me, thank you. Okay. No attacks. Sacrifice 3 permanents off of the Scavenger's Talent. We get to bring back a Mayhem Devil. Make a... make a million foods. Sorry, make 1 food. But that's going to be enough with the Mayhem Devil situation here. Start milling me. Don't emote. I'm not trying to BM. And then we just sacrifice one of these foods to a cat. Getcha? Thank you, opponent. Kind of got to do everything there. That was pretty cool. Really, really good showing for game 1. I mean, that's kind of the whole idea. Or sorry, for match 1. That's kind of the whole idea. And if our opponent's life total was a bit higher, like we're getting into a massive sacrifice effects where like actually like milling our opponent out over the course of some turns is not unrealistic too. So pretty good showing. All right, match 2 on the play. Got a mulligan this hand. This looks pretty good. We have the Pursuit plus Viper idea. I think probably... Oh, the Anvil plays really nicely with Obsessive Pursuit too, though. Maybe we just get rid of the Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. We have enough material to work with, I think. Go ahead and lead on the cliffs. Pass. Thoughtseize. Okay. Maybe it would have been nice to keep the Fable in retrospect. Could have maybe just gotten rid of the Viper. I think they'll take the Obsessive Pursuit. But they might consider taking the Anvil. They're looking like they've never seen my cards before in a game of Magic the Gathering, when I know that's not true. Decides to eventually take the Obsessive Pursuit. I think that makes sense. We'll go ahead and play the Anvil. We have a couple Fountain Ports to work with. I'm assuming this will be a pretty grindy matchup. Or maybe not. Iron Shield Elf. Okay. Cool to see this make its way into Pioneer. Mayhem Devil. Alright. Well, we'll go ahead and play the Devil here. Could start threatening some pings on this Iron Shield Elf, force them to discard, but I kind of feel like it's not unlikely that they want to be discarding things anyway. So I'll just pass. I don't need to give up the Anvil quite yet. Let them swing in for 3. Clockwork Percussionist is a pretty good draw for us here. So let's play a Fountain Port. Let's go ahead, play a Percussionist. We can swing in with both of these guys. And then sacrifice the Percussionist to the Oni Cult Anvil. Force them to discard a card to save the Elf if they want to. Moving into damage. Sacrifice a Percussionist. See what we exile as well. A lot of triggers going on the stack. Try to ping off this Elf here. They discard for Indestructible, Parhelion. Okay. So this must be the Grease Fang combo. Cool. Fatal Push on the Construct. Not the Mayhem Devil. Yeah, I'll go ahead and sacrifice this token to draw a card, I suppose. I don't think I'm being baited into something here, am I? Kind of weird that they didn't go for the Mayhem Devil, though. Ping you for 1. Draw an Obsessive Pursuit. That's pretty good. Land on top. That's not bad. Okay. We're set up pretty nicely here. Obsessive Pursuit goes really nicely with the Anvil next turn. There's a Grease Fang. So they're going to have... Oh, is this enough power? I don't know off the top of my head how much damage this is. 5, 8, 13, 16 total? I mean, that's a lot. Oh, they decided not to swing with the Iron Shield Elf. Okay. Probably not going to be able to come out of this one alive, but another Obsessive Pursuit is a little interesting. So we can go... Fountain Port. Can I sacrifice enough stuff here? If I play the Obsessive Pursuit, the triple colorless mana is a little rough here, I think. Play an Obsessive Pursuit. That's step 1. I could sacrifice the Clue for 2 mana. I've got to be able to, like, deploy the Viper, right? Oni Colt Anvil. Sacrifice itself. Make a construct. I don't think there's a line here that I can come up with. Just try to shoot you in the face. Or maybe I just need to, like, try to find 3 damage for this Grease Fang to live. Yeah, maybe I should have thought of that sooner. I can just play the Viper, kill off the Grease Fang, but then they have 4 in the air, and I'm not lifelinking at that point. Yeah, I don't think I can come up with it here. All right, close game. Close game. You can just say close game sometimes. I think we want Soul Guide Lantern in a braid. 3 damage to the Grease Fang guaranteed. That makes sense to me. Fatal Push. Yeah, I'll skip on the Fatal Push, I think. Let's go down a couple Scavenger's Talent. Maybe go down a couple Obsessive Pursuit. I don't think our life total's really in play here as much. Maybe we, like, need the Fatal Pushes. Go down a couple Vipers. Maybe it's, like, a respond or die kind of situation. Vote on your phones at home. Why don't you go ahead and get your phones out and vote? Go down another Viper. Go down a couple Deadly Dispute. Bring in a Fatal Push. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, the Abrades make a lot of sense to me. Guaranteed 3 damage. But pretty likely that we'd be able to trigger our Fatal Pushes as well to be able to kill the Grease Fang. There's an Abrade. Pretty good mana here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this. Hopefully we draw a 3rd land. Percussionist is not a bad draw. Pretty good draw, actually, for our Anvil next turn. Start getting that loop going. Scavenger's Talent as well actually is kind of huge. So let's get the talent on the field first. Play the Percussionist. Yeah, we can swing for 1. Hopefully we hit a land drop off of this exile here. Trigger all of our stuff. There's a land. Play a land. And now I think we're hitting the point where we want to think about holding up a Braid for the future. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of ways they have of getting the Parhelion into their graveyard. If they can do it at, like, instant speed on my end step, I'm not really sure. In these colors, like, you can't typically do that, so they just discard it to hand size. Okay, fair enough. So we have to hold up the Abrades. The Abrade here. That's so funny. Play a Percussionist. Swing in. Go for the Anvil, give up the Percussionist, see if we get another land here, hopefully. Cauldron Familiar. Yeah, can't play that right now. But we can play it next turn. Vanishing Verse on the Scavenger's Talent. Okay. Set a stop in their main here. They decide not to play Grease Fang. Okay. Another Anvil, huh? Yeah, let's just go for the familiar here. Gotta hold up this Abrade. No need to be silly. We're getting quite a lot of damage here off this Anvil, making these guys. And the food tokens are actually nice extra material to continue to actually produce constructs onto the field rather than cycling one construct over and over. Iron Shield Elf. Okay. Wouldn't mind another land. There's another land. So we can start double anviling. That's pretty nice. Second anvil. Swing in with the gang. Kind of feels like they can't win from here. Their life total's too low. And if they have, like, Grease Fang with protection, even if they get the Parhelion off, it's just not enough damage. We'll go ahead and sacrifice this. I guess we could have moved to damage, let them discard, but it doesn't really matter. Continue to drain them. Pass it back. Guardian of New Benalia. Okay, another way to discard stuff. That's pretty cool. If they have Fatal Push and I play a Mayhem Devil, it's a little... Okay, well, having a Braid mana open still is pretty nice here, actually. So let's play a Mayhem Devil, and they scoop it up. Yeah, it's just too much free damage for us at this point. That looked pretty good. Do we want the Fatal Pushes? Yeah, maybe we do on the draw. We can go down to 1 Viper. That's probably better. Maybe 1 Obsessive Pursuit. 3 Fatal Push. Just plan on keeping a hand that has like a sack outlet. And Fatal Push. Or a Braid or whatever. Rolling pretty smoothly here. Having a lot of fun with it. It's, you know, these synergies are just very, very strong. And there's just this critical mass of them in this format too. Soul Guide Lantern is another reason to keep a hand, I think. I guess they could Thought Seize it out of my hand, but... Or Duress. It's fine. Thought Seize Bug? Nope. Swing for 1. Could get a little punished here, but I don't really regret keeping a hand of 7 against a Thought Seize deck. Especially with one of our sideboard cards. It's just how it goes sometimes. Play a Verge. Play a Percussionist. I'm just going to swing in. I mean, they could do their Iron Shield Elf thing if they wanted to. They could have the combo. They might not. We're getting kind of close to this Viper being relevant too. The only one left in our deck. Swinging in for 3. Another Elf. Okay. Another Percussionist. Interesting. Play a Swamp here. I guess we swing with 2 and leave 1 back. Give them something to think about. Pass it back. Pest control. Okay. Not a great outcome for us. Hopefully we get some good material to work with. Fatal Push. Oni Colt Anvil. Okay. Well, we could go for a Fatal Push here. Force them to tap one of their elves. I think that makes sense. Make them use some mana here. Sorry. We'll save some life. Make use of our mana on their turn. They discard a Parhelion. Swing in for 3. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Do I give up an Anvil here? It blocks kind of nicely. I could go Anvil and Deadly Dispute it. Start to stock up some material for the future. I think that's okay. Go ahead and activate the Anvil first. Drain them for 1. Go for the Deadly Dispute. I mean, they might not have Greasefang, you know? And maybe we draw into like a Fatal Push off of this treasure. Did not happen. There's a Monument. Okay, that's pretty nice tech for their deck, full of little discard outlet guys. Pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, this is a great addition to the deck. Oh, they have like a full, like, 3 different copies of this effect, don't they? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to be dying pretty quickly here. Play an Anvil. Threaten some blockers. Drains a little life as well. Play a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, I think. And then off this token, we'll play this Witch's Oven, which will give us a construct to work with. I don't think we're just dead to 1 monument quite yet, but we're almost dead to it. Actually, I guess if they go discard right now... No. We're not dead to it quite yet, because I can drain 1. They can deal 9 by my next turn. They decide to draw instead. Okay, interesting one on our hands here. I think they're likely to win, but there's a chance we pull this one out. Gets rid of a fracture. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker for 2? That's pretty nice. Activates Mycosynth Gardens. Okay, okay. I am dead here. I think. Yeah, I'll make them go through with it, I suppose. I think I'm dead here. In activating the ability, they tap an elf, though. So they can't force me to block. They have to attack, and then I get to block. I guess they could attack and then activate the abilities. That probably makes the most sense. They should attack with both of them and then immediately activate, so I have to sack. Yeah, they kind of goofed on the sequencing here, I think. Just a little bit. It's a little tricky. I don't think I'm in this, but drain for 1. Because they can't make another copy of this on their turn. And I get to make a food off of my Goblin Shaman. Does it make sense to make a food now? So that my Witch's Oven is untapped for next turn? Or do I want to try to be able to maybe attack with this Shaman? They're going to go for the discard right away. So I'm just going to make a food now. Make sure my Witch's Oven is untapped for next turn, I think. I'm not giving up. Oh, this is permanently a monument to endurance. Okay, well, I'm dead. I thought it was just a monument for now. Like, wow, it permanently becomes a copy of an artifact. That's crazy. Why are they letting me do anything? They should have just gone for this, right? Play a Scavenger's Talent. Okay. Play a Mayhem Devil? I mean, if they're letting me resolve stuff, I'm gonna just try to put things on the stack. Okay. Go for a Rotten Mouth Viper. Let's see here. They let me get this far. How much farther will they let me get? Sacrifice, because I can't gain 2 life at instant speed anymore, but it doesn't matter. They can just discard 1 card. I don't know why they're kind of toying with their food here, but here we are. Go for a Rottenmouth Viper. Activate the Anvil first. Activate the Anvil. Try to ping you. Make a robot. Okay. Why? They should just go for it, right? There's no reason not to. Play a Viper. Give up all this stuff. A million triggers on this deck. Yeah, okay. Kill me? Yeah, dude. What are we doing here? All right, fun match. Moving to match number 3. Final match here for a quick run. All right, third and final match. On the draw, hand looks like gas. Absolute gas. Double Obsessive Pursuit. Lots of material to work with here. I guess we go ahead and lead on a Percussionist. Start swinging in. Seems all right. Is it? Corey Steel Cutter. Oni Colt Anvil, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. So we could go Obsessive Pursuit, and then next turn, Anvil, sack a clue, sack the Construct, swing in with a 3/3 Percussionist. Or do I start getting the Anvil online so that I can start paying down the Prowess Monks with the Mayhem Devils? I'm just going to go with the Obsessive Pursuit. I think this is most likely to lead to explosive turns for us. Be nice to draw a Viper with this hand. A way to sacrifice a bunch of stuff at once. See how quickly out of the gates our opponent is. Dog Lobster. Oh, is this the cabbage map? No, dude. I still haven't found the Avatar like cabbage cart map where you can get the little cabbage pet. I swear every time I think about it, I verify, and I've thought about it. This is a nothing burger of a sentence, but I've thought about it a lot. And every time I've thought about it and been cognizant of it and like checked, is this the Avatar map with the cabbage cart? It just never has been. Cauldron Familiar. Okay, well actually, Cauldron Familiar plus Witch's Oven. That's 2 sack outlets, or that's 2 sacrifices. But am I just dead next turn? I think I need to be able to block a little bit of damage, possibly next turn. So maybe we go like Oni Colt Anvil and Cauldron Familiar. And then I can make a guy, drain a life, and be able to block a little bit of damage next turn, swing with a 2/2 monkey. And now I'm set up pretty nicely, I think, for next turn. Being able to sacrifice 3 things, and probably have 2 Obsessive Pursuits on the field in the meantime. Artist Talent. Oh, that seems really nice with Prof's Eidetic Memory. Do I even need to block a little bit next turn? Or this turn? Because unless they hit a land drop, they're out of gas here. Oh. Arclight Phoenix. Been a while, my old friend. I still remember this is one of my best spec decisions when a card came out. On release, it was like maybe $2. And I got a full play set, and I'm like, this, you got to be able to like break this somehow. 3 cards, 3 instants and sorcery spells in 1 turn. That's like easy, you know. And sure enough, okay. So whoa, swinging at me with both. I have 4 next turn at the very least, plus another 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'm close-ish. I think I block the 5/5 that doesn't have trample. That makes the most sense to me. I don't think I'm close to killing them, but saving this 5 life. Sorry, I'm kind of close to killing them, but saving that 5 life I think is a little important. I thought about it kind of quickly though, so if you see something I didn't, feel free to let me know in the comments. That's okay. I won't be offended. Witch's Oven. Sacrifice this guy so we can make a food. Make another construct. Sacrifice the food. Bring back the Cauldron Familiar. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss lethal. Pretty sure I had to do it like this. Double triggers on the Obsessive Pursuit. So we have an 8/8 life linker, which is pretty big game for us. They might be able to pop off like crazy next turn, but we'll see. If not, I mean, we have a couple blockers, and they only have 1 trampler. We almost certainly have them dead next turn. Torch on the cat. Complicates things a little bit. One instant. They need to cast 3 instants / sorceries. Pretty easy to do, probably, with this Artist Talent on the field. 2. Another monk. And I'm also taking 2 to my own Obsessive Pursuit, so if they have 1 more instant or sorcery here, I am dead. See what they got. They're acting like they're really far. Oh, Treasure Cruise. Holy shit. This format's crazy. Y'all are casting Treasure Cruise with a Prof's Eidetic Memory on the field? What the hell? Is this modern? Is this like 2014 modern? Pre-Treasure Cruise ban? What the fuck? Barndune? Can you explain yourself on this one? What are they doing here? Yeah, bounce my monkey. Whatever, bro. Whatever, dog lobster. This format's crazy. Y'all got treasure cruise. I guess without fetches, maybe it's moderated a little bit. Bring in the Soul Guide Lanterns. Bring in the braids for the steel cutters. Bring in the duresses. We just need to interact with what they're doing. Go down completely on the talents. Really bad against them. Like, we don't want to mill them, but also their removal, being torched the tower, not great for us in that department. The snakes, I think we could go down to a 1 or 2 if they're playing like into the Floodmaw. And then Obsessive Pursuit seems pretty good. Maybe we go down 1 more Viper. Try cutting a couple Fables, maybe? They're a little slow in this matchup. Maybe we could go down a land. Is that crazy? We only really need 3? Go down a couple Deadly Disputes, too. Try it like that. Cut the fluff. Try it like that. Hopefully we can fight out another match for a sweet 2-1 finish. Gotta win the next 2 games for that to happen, though. Would love to see it. On the play. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. Double Verges is a little awkward, but we have a Soul Guide Lantern and we have an early Obsessive Pursuit here. I think that's okay. Torch on the... Oh, Spikefield Hazard, which also exiles. Fine. Fair enough. Go for the Obsessive Pursuit here. Start generating some clues. Hopefully we draw, I don't know, a mountain. A mountain would be nice. Artist's Talent. I have no way to answer that other than Duress. Cauldron Familiar, huh? Go for a Cauldron Familiar. Play a Lantern. Gives us another thing to sacrifice for this Obsessive Pursuit. Maybe we just start swinging with like a 4/4 cat sometime in the near future. See if our opponent has anything real. Opt. Opt is not real. Opt is fake. Oh, no. Arclight Phoenix. In the graveyard. Just start casting these, bro. I think I just start... I think I lose to you just casting nothing but Arclight Phoenixes with this draw. Fiery Impulse. Does this also exile? No. Okay. Not having an attacker for this Obsessive Pursuit's a little rough. Would love to see the Fable do some work. Another Obsessive Pursuit. I'm not that crazy. Let's try to hit our land drop here. There's a land drop. Well, we'll take it. It's not a red source, but beggars can't be choosers. They're reading Clue for the first time. They're unfamiliar with this new tech from Avatar. Destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Okay. Yeah, I gotta exile a Phoenix here, huh? I guess I'll let them resolve this Artist Talent trigger first. Yeah, just get it out of my life. I have cards. Cards are not the problem. I don't need to draw there. Shocks themselves. Another Soul Guide Lantern. I wonder if they have an annul. I'm gonna bait out annul by playing another Obsessive Pursuit, but I might die to this decision. Okay, there's the hasty annul. Baited. Fire Impulse. Discarded. Soul Guide Lantern. Doesn't really matter what we hit here, right? Brotherhood's End, I guess, for collect evidence, if that's a thing. Keep them from being able to cast their treasure cruises. Insane, by the way. Artist Talent. They're going to go up to 3 cards in their graveyard here. Do they have a second spell for the Quarry Steel Cutter? Feels like they do. Another Quarry Steel Cutter. That's a pretty good second spell. Keeping a card in hand. Curious to know what that is. Doesn't equip... Doesn't equip The Gory Steel Cutter to the Monk. Okay. I think I'm going to go for sack the clue before I play this land. See if I hit a red source first. Another Fountain Port. Okay. Play Blackleaf's Cliffs. Black Cleave Cliffs. Pass it back to you. Sleight of hand. The double spells are coming. And they're adding up quick. Another Gory Steel Cutter? No. If I draw a red source next turn, maybe, just maybe there's a chance. Just maybe. I'm getting, I kind of think I have to exile their graveyard here pretty soon too, though, to keep them off of Treasure Cruise. Obsessive Pursuit. I've hurt myself quite a lot. Blood Crypt. Well, I think it starts with Mayhem Devil. We can ping down one of these monks. We can't ping two monks. And I don't want to have to shock myself. So if I play the Blood Crypt, I can also play a Percussionist to block with. Play a Devil. In their upkeep, I think I'm going to crack the Soul Guide Lantern. No, maybe it makes sense to do it. I'm going to see if they cast anything on my turn here. No, it makes sense to do it right now, because if they have, like, Opt as their last card, I'd rather they, like, save this monk now and keep the prowess off the other creatures, I think. So let's just go for this. Happens. Okay, great. Exile their graveyard. Keep them off of Treasure Cruise. No attacks. My blocks aren't great, but I think attacking gets me nowhere pretty quickly. See if they can double spell this turn. Consider's a pretty good way to do it, all things considered. Discards a land. Surveil. Artist Talent. Kind of bold. I guess they already had a second spell probably if they went for that. Sleight of hand. Ay. Oh my god. Okay. Can they triple spell and kill me? No. Say it ain't so. Alright. Fun run, though. Fun run. What did we think, folks? What did we think? Still learning of the format. You know, I don't think I'm adequately prepared for that matchup, to be honest with you. I think I need more, maybe just like Pyroclasms or something. Some way to deal with the width of it all, you know? Obviously, once we get a Mayhem Devil on the field, we can start pinging down the tokens, but the fact that the Gory Steel Cutter gives 1/1 makes that proposition a little harder to swallow. Everything had its moment, I think. Rottenmouth Viper often got a little clogged in the hand, maybe in this iteration because we have so much other powerful stuff going on. You could just go down to like 1 or 2 in the main and just be satisfied with it being good when it's good, and you never run into the issue of it being burdensome, I suppose. There were definitely some moments, especially in the first matchup, where we were just sitting with 2 in hand for quite a while. Everything else, I think, was pretty good. Obsessive Pursuit, because if we're thinking about going down on the Vipers, maybe you cut some Pursuits as well? I don't know. But Scavenger's Talent looked pretty good, I thought. Being able to, like, cheaply make a bunch of other foods for our Cauldron Familiars. I thought that was kind of nice as an addition to the Witch's Oven. Deadly Disputes, maybe these are a little slow, too. There are a lot of options in these colors. I'm still going to continue to explore this idea. There's like Experimental Synthesizer. There's like the 1 black artifact that also makes a blood token, you know. That's more on the Viper plan. I don't know. Maybe you don't fix, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know, with the Mayhem Devil, like, Cat Oven plan, just reference those decks. But I think there's something to this Obsessive Pursuit idea at the very least. It seems very powerful just at face value. Fable of the Mirror Breaker never really popped off in any of our matchups. It seemed maybe a little too slow against the kinds of decks we were playing against. Fountain Port looked a little rough on some of those draws, just like not having access to colored mana off the Fountain Port. Maybe it's worth cutting down on some of those as well. Fun list, having fun in Pioneer, gonna continue to explore this. Sorry if you hate it, sorry if you're just like a standard guy, but why don't you open your mind a little bit? See that there's, a whole other world out there to brew in if you already have the cards for it, like I do. I mean, I happen to have a lot of the cards for this format because I've been playing Standard on MTGA for quite a long time now and have accumulated a lot of the relevant pieces, so I don't have to spend a whole lot of wild cards to, at the very least, explore it. I'm not going to go in with the idea that I'm going to build the best deck in the format, but it seems like a lot of people on the ladder are doing very, very different things. I'm not sure that I've run into the same deck more than once quite yet. And it seems like the people playing Pioneer on MTGA have embraced that brewer spirit a little bit too. So don't feel like you need to have the deck for the format to try it out. Why don't you give it a try with something that you've been playing it in Standard, playing in Standard, and then buff it up with maybe some of the good uncommons or something that are easy to access with your wild cards. Let me know if you like these Pioneer videos, though. I suppose I'll continue to be posting Standard content for sure, but I have been enjoying Pioneer, so expect a little bit more of that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Eric. Hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.